Superman.
Marvel vs. DC is back. Question is, can they both win? Let's find out. On one side, we've got James Gunn, who's been tasked to not only direct the Superman movie, but also co-produce the entire DC universe, whose fate depends on this movie being successful. No pressure. And on the other side, we have Matt Shakman, known for directing Marvel's WandaVision, who now returns to direct Fantastic Four: First Steps, the movie that'll set up the most fantastic family we've waited years to see. Promising directors? Check. With a lot on the line for each franchise, such as getting 10 years of Batman if Superman fails, Superman! Possible delays and rewrites for Avengers Doomsday, and a summer filled with promising movies that will most likely result in my wallet getting emptied, these two are not only competing to come out on top as the best superhero movie of the year, but are also betting on each of their studio's future, as the flop of even one of these movies might just change the way we see superheroes on the big screen forever. So, can we get a win-win situation here? Short answer, yes. Long answer, yes, but with a point system. I will award 1 point for every time a movie is more likely to come out on top regarding 3 categories. Who's risking less, therefore it's easier for it to succeed? Which movie is more likely to reach its income and audience goals? And a secret final round. Let's start with Round 1. Have you ever wondered what's on the line for each franchise? Let's go with Superman first. If you want to skip to the Fantastic Four part, just skip ahead to the next timestamp. The movie has to start the DCEU in a way that not only grabs the attention of the DC fans, but also the Marvel fans, the Superman fans, the Only fans, but most importantly, the Snyder fans. What? Why them? In my last video, I got a lot of comments from either Snyder lovers or people who want this movie to flop because of the cast, the visuals, the suits, the acting, even the dog. But I believe it's mostly because they're missing Cavill and the darker and more serious vibe of those other movies. Don't get me wrong, I love those movies too. But like many of you, I also hope that Cornsweat can deliver a great Superman, filled with the perfect balance of emotion and raw power. The movie has to be such a banger that it reaches those who don't believe in DC anymore, and maybe, just maybe, bring them back in to watch the movie. Because more than recovering about $300 million in revenue, James Gunn's task is to give hope and bring as many fans as he can to finally give the franchise a breath of fresh air, which it desperately needs.
Kal-El, no!
And after reportedly beating Fantastic Four, becoming the #1 first-day ticket seller of the year, according to Fandango, hopes are going up for the movie as we speak. Now, this doesn't mean Fantastic Four is staying behind by any means. To succeed, the Fantastic Four needs to both surpass its budget, which has not been revealed at the moment, but also relight the dying spark of love we used to have for the MCU. But it's not that simple, and it may not be what you think. Fantastic Four doesn't just need to be an amazing movie, it needs to surpass our expectations. The New Avengers, for example, is a near-perfect movie whose flaws are overpowered by the character development and story they managed to tell. But it still somehow flopped in the box office. Why? People didn't care. They didn't care about the characters, they didn't care much about Marvel, and they just didn't care about the movie. Fantastic Four, although it has a huge head start since it features highly anticipated characters like Galactus, the Silver Surfer, Franklin Richards, and well, these 4, needs to blow up the internet in such a way that it drags people in past its initial release weekend, much like Superman. However, I'm still gonna give the first point to the Marvel project since it's got slightly less pressure on it and it's easier for it to be a success due to having a smaller budget, not having a whole subreddit trying to boycott the film, and the fact that the MCU isn't completely dependent on Fantastic Four's success. That said, let's get to
Round 2.
Goals are set. Now, which movie is more likely to accomplish them, and which has got more people excited? Thing is, both franchises are taking a similar approach by taking deep inspiration in the comics and previous depictions of the characters in live action, like Michael Reeves' Superman. I go more in depth on this topic in my Superman and Fantastic Four videos that you should totally watch. And once you're out there, would you mind hitting that sub button? It really helps a ton so I can keep making these videos. Thanks a bunch. Okay, back to the ring. To be completely honest, I believe Superman takes the advantage here. Is the goal riskier? Yes, but that only means that the tension and excitement are off the charts. After seeing James Gunn past projects like the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, I'm certain that he'll not only do an amazing job with the character, but he will also bring a level of emotion and humanity that no other Superman has ever had. The marketing of this movie is also reaching monumental sizes, quite literally. And like it or not, Superman is simply way more popular than the Fantastic Four. So although I believe that the hype for the Fantastic Four is strong and that it'll be as successful as we want it to be, thanks to the trailers showing us amazing designs, a unique retro-futuristic vibe, and a stacked cast, it simply can't beat the high-stakes gamble that DC is putting themselves through with this movie. I understand it sounds complicated, how the movie which is harder for it to succeed is more likely to do so, but it all comes down to the popularity of the character, the crazy marketing, and the hype of the new DC universe being born right in front of us. So I'm gonna give this point to Superman.
Final round.
So, the last point these two will be fighting for is release dates? Believe it or not, people in the US are trying to spend less, mostly due to tariffs, and that of course includes cinema tickets. Summer is packed with some amazing titles apart from the two superhero movies, like Jurassic World and the F1 movie, which unfortunately for us, all released before Superman and Fantastic Four. However, not everyone will go see these movies, not everyone is planning to save up on tickets, and way more people are excited about Marvel and DC. Still, it's a factor to consider. After the box office failure of the new Avengers, it's clear not as many people are excited for Marvel as they were before. And making Superman the first movie to release on July 11th is only gonna take away potential buyers who wanted to see a superhero movie this month, since it's the only chance they'll have for a couple of weeks before Fantastic Four hits theaters in July 25th. But hey, maybe this has nothing to do and people will go watch both movies regardless. So I'm gonna let you guys decide on this one. And there you have it, folks. Looks like it's a tie. So, to every fan, either Superman, Fantastic Four, or both, I only want to ask you one thing. Just go watch whatever you want, man. Thanks for watching, and remember subscribing for more videos like this. See you in the next one.